Coming up. Wait. That's better. I guess I don't need a mask if you promise to stay at least 6 feet away from me. Now then, coming up on Dispatch tonight, your layout photos, the question of the week, and a big shout out, starting right now. Good evening. You're watching Dispatch, the weekly show for model railroaders. I'm Roy Smith. Thank you for joining me tonight. First up on tonight's show, your layout photos. Many of you posted photos of your layouts in our Facebook group this week, and I have brought them over here to Dispatch to share with everyone. Here they are. After the show tonight, go over to the Facebook group and post a photo of your layout there. I will put a link to the Facebook group down below. You will know you're at the right place when you see this photo of Echo Canyon on my layout. Next up on tonight's show, the question of the week. This week's question is, what do you think is the first decision that a newcomer to the hobby needs to make before starting to build his layout? Let's take a look at how you responded to this question. By a slight margin, the largest number of you said that a newcomer to the hobby first needs to decide what scale he will model in. Each scale has advantages and disadvantages, so making this decision may not be easy. The second largest number of you said that space for a layout is the most important decision that a newcomer will have to make. Does he have room for a layout? Where will he put it? That's what he needs to decide first, you said. Other decisions you said that he will have to make first include, what purpose does he have in mind for his layout? For example, will it be rail fanning or industrial switching? Will it be based on a prototype or will it be freelanced? What era does he want to model, and what kind of track plan can he come up with to achieve that purpose? Cost. He will need to decide if he can afford to build a layout. Let's face it, model railroading can be an expensive hobby. What system should he choose to power his layout? Some of you said that's the first decision he needs to make. DC or DCC, and which brand? And finally, some of you said that a newcomer will first need to decide if he has sufficient time for the hobby, given his many other responsibilities, such as family and job. Clearly, a newcomer to the hobby has to make some important decisions before he starts to cut up his plywood. Perhaps he should do some armchair model railroading first, reading everything he can about the hobby. He should watch a lot of videos, and there are plenty of those on YouTube and elsewhere on the internet. And he should spend some time at train clubs, shows, and stores, and he should hang out with friends in the hobby so that he can learn from their experience before starting to build his own layout. We old-timers in the hobby can share our knowledge and experience with newcomers who may be struggling to make some important decisions. Now, we have a question for the coming week, and here it is. Normally, we choose to model in a particular scale, be it HON or some other scale, because we see the advantages of that particular scale and because we like that scale. For the coming week, I'd like you to pick a scale other than the one you currently model in. Which scale would you pick, and why would you pick it? Is there something you like about it? Or do you think it might have some advantage over the scale that you currently model in? I know that some of you model in more than one scale, but I imagine that you have a favorite one. And I know that some of you would never go over to the dark side, as we say in the hobby. But it might be fun to think about other scales. Be sure to post your responses in the comment section down below, and I will share them in Dispatch next week. Again, the question for the coming week is, pick a scale other than the one you currently model in. Which scale would you pick, and why would you pick it? And now it's time for tonight's big shout out. And tonight's big shout out goes to Nico and Martin Canteros Paz and their Union Pacific Snowy Valleys Division Railroad. Martin and Nico live in Australia, but they are constructing a combined N-scale HO scale layout that is loosely based on the Union Pacific Railroad in Utah. On their channel, they share their layout and their passion for the hobby with you. They started their YouTube channel way back in 2008, and their channel features videos from their previous and current layouts. They began to build their current layout in August 2019 in a basement room that measures approximately 15 feet by 12 feet, but with plans to expand their layout into a second room measuring approximately 12 feet by 9 feet. Their layout features Kato Unitrack, Digitrax DCC, and JMRI to control trains and signals. Their layout is amazing, and we're going to take a look at it. I do want to mention that Nico is 14 years old, and you will see him in a moment. He has been active in the hobby since he was 3. Okay, let's go over and take a look.
Hey bros, welcome to another layout update on the Union Pacific Snowy Valleys Division in Australia.
Now you've seen a bit of Martin and Nico's layout right here on Dispatch tonight. Be sure to go over to their channel to see the rest of it. And if you haven't subscribed to their channel yet, be sure to do that too. I will put a link to it down below. Martin and Nico, thanks for sharing your layout and the hobby of model railroading with the rest of us here on Dispatch. Now, if you still haven't seen my layout update for last Saturday, be sure to go over and watch it after Dispatch ends tonight. It's called Evanston Renovation 12, How to Kit Bash a Power Plant for Your Model Railroad. In it, I show you the power plant that I am kit bashing for the railroad complex at Evanston on my layout. I will put a link to the layout update down below. Be sure to join me for my next layout update this coming Saturday, or perhaps Sunday, and of course, next Tuesday night for dispatch. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any upcoming episodes. There are a lot of other videos for you to watch here on this channel. You can go to 2 of them just by clicking over here. Thanks for letting me share the world's greatest hobby with you. I'm Roy Smith. Until next time, happy railroading.